All right, the time has come to part with our beloved Bludotone High Plains Drifter. This is an absolutely phenomenal 150 watt amp. It's one channel, clean only. I'm running through the FET input, but it's got a normal and an FET with separate volume controls, preamp controls for each. And moving right along, we got our treble middle bass, two really cool high and low switches, and I'll kind of show what those do in a minute. A couple of reverb controls because one's not enough, and then of course your power amp controls. And we're running straight into not one but two 212 Bludotone cabinets stocked with EV12-S speakers. The 12S speakers are basically like the famous 12L speakers, just made a little bit earlier. They got a little bit of a different voice that we like better, but very close to what Carlton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and a bunch of other guys used. And I'm running through Old Faithful / The Beast / whatever else you want to call it. 1956 Fender Stratocaster, all original. Don't really need to say more about that. And we're just running straight through the amp. No effects aside from the built-in reverb. This is just what it does. And I've got it tuned in to have a little bit of grit because I like it that way. So we'll play around with it a little bit. So that's a little bit of what it does, a little bit of grit. The best way to show what the high and low switches do is just monkey with them. So I'll play a couple chords.
Should I go get the monkey?
I'll just start with the low control. I'll just play, and then that's with it all the way down. With it all the way up, it's more like. We tuned the thing again. All right. So yeah, here we are. Low filter all the way up. So now I'll turn that back down a little bit. This is like the third notch.
Then let it ring while you're turning it.
Okay. And we'll start with the high filter all the way down. And there you have it.
So you want to give us a completely clean, no FET?
Yeah. Turn the FET off and
turn the volume up some.
All the way clean. Now back with a little bit more grit. Maybe even a little bit more grit than that.
That's right. Okay, so Ben, let's try to explain something. We've got in this room still, we've got a what year's our Plexi? 68, 67, 68 Plexi. One of Eric Johnson's actual vintage Plexis. We got Tweed Deluxe, Tweed Bassman, 65 Super Reverb, a couple of other Blutotones. They're all fantastic amps, but there's something different about, why have the 150 watt amp that weighs as much as a tank and two big EV speakers? The answer is girth. I mean, the tone is, it's not about extra bass. It's about how would you describe the difference between that and anything else in the room if we turned them on at the same time right now?
At any given volume, this one rattles the walls more.
Yeah, it's enveloping. It's the biggest sounding guitar tone that we've ever been able to play through.
This is the biggest that we've ever been able to get a Strat to sound going straight into the amp like this.
Right, and that's even versus a vintage high-powered Tweed. We've Tweed Twin. We've had that here too, and there's just nothing that beats this 150 watt HPD. It's just big. So go ahead. Thanks, Ben. Play us out real hard, and we'll sign off.